welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about Tiffany and Kevin in this last episode of Love After Lockup. So after Tiffany saw Curtis get knocked out onto the pavement by Kevin, she switched up and now all of a sudden she got her panties wet for Kevin and she called him begging him to come pick her up. And when he showed up, he pulled up with the quickness. She apologized. She said she asked Curtis to leave and she said that it's important that her and Kevin talk things out because that's where she's paroling to, and if she doesn't go there, it could be a violation that could end up sending her back to prison. And she's just like Harry, she's on parole for the next 15 years. So of course Kevin was just as confused as we all were and asking, well, why would you have this fool pick you up to take you to my house so he can get beat up at my house? Like, make it make sense. Like, it sounds like Tiffany has no idea what she wanted. She's just as confused as we all are. So she went from saying 1 minute she didn't want the stress of a relationship and Kevin's a ladies' man, that scares her, to the next minute she's begging for Kevin's forgiveness and to be able to go home with him, when all this could have easily been avoided if she would have just did that from the jump. But hey, I'm here for it because that knockout I watched, I got to see for free, and it was a lot better than most of the boxing fights I bought on pay-per-view this year. So Tiffany switched up. 1 minute, she couldn't even look Kevin's way and pretended like he was invisible. Couldn't even acknowledge him when Curtis was there helping her get her stuff out of the halfway house. To the next minute, after Curtis was knocked out, she's hugging all over Kevin and begging for forgiveness and calling him babe. And Kevin said, look, we just need to work on our communication and make sure that we talk things out better in the future. And Tiffany promised she would, and her and Kevin rode off into the sunset together. Tiffany told the producers that she started to get in trouble when she was 18 years old. She started partying in high school and just never stopped. And then in 2016, Tiffany was caught with meth and GHB. And it's like, girl, what are you doing with GHB? That's what people use to take advantage of other people with, and what people slip in people's drinks. Like, I know some people use it as a clubbing drug, but still, she got 6 years of probation as a result of that bust, and she stopped reporting, so they put her on a blue warrant, and she was on the county's 10 most wanted for a while. She said they found a lot of drugs, they found a few guns, and they found me. Tiffany said with a big old smile on her face, like she was proud of all that. And that's one thing I don't understand. I used to be on drugs once upon a time, and the only time I glamorized that type of stuff and when I was still in the midst of all of it. I thought it was cool, and now I'm ashamed of that stuff. Like, I'll tell my story just to try to give hope to other people, but I ain't gonna sit there and like laugh and giggle and smile about it like it's cute or something. But she did end it with saying that she's glad she went to prison, though, because if she didn't, she would probably be doing the same stuff or most likely be dead. And like I said earlier, she revealed that she is on parole for the next 15 years. So for her to even consider going somewhere else on her first night out of prison and risking going back to prison that early, that's just so dumb. So Kevin decided to take Tiffany's apology because he has been talking to her for the past 4 years. He's really invested in her, and he took her back to his crib. And Tiffany said she feels like she's pretty open with Kevin, but everyone has skeletons in their closet. So I think that's her foreshadowing to some drama we're gonna see in a later episode, even though she promised Kevin there would be no more secrets. So the next morning, Kevin wakes up early and he makes Tiffany a nice breakfast, some eggs, bacon, orange juice, the whole shabam. And Tiffany revealed that her and Kevin had some sexy time last night, and she said that Kevin was really good in bed, but she didn't go like hardcore into detail about it like a lot of these couples do. Like, a lot of these couples just be saying way too much about their sex life, and it's like, man, don't your guys' family, like your kids and your parents, be watching this show? I know my mom would slap me with the quickness if I'm sitting there spilling the tea about all my bedroom tea on national TV. My mom would hate that. And then Tiffany was telling Kevin they need to both cut everyone else out of their lives and just focus on each other. And Kevin's sitting there sipping on his orange juice like, yeah, baby, I agree. Let's just focus on each other. And then, boom, speak of the devil. Kayla starts blowing up his phone. And I knew it was going to play out like this because did you notice when he went to go meet Curtis, all of a sudden she wasn't blowing up his phone no more, and now all of a sudden, as soon as Tiffany comes around, she's back to blowing up his phone again like she was the first episode. And I can't believe they're still even letting Kayla be on this show after she called Kevin the N-word on the first episode while she's beating on his door. Like, I know I'm not the only one that caught that. I had to rewind the TV like 5 times. She sat there and called him BITCHASSNIGGA. Sorry, I have to spell it out for you guys, but I'm not trying to get this video demonetized. And I'm honestly surprised production didn't end up editing that part out, because you can't be doing that. That's not cool at all. And has anyone else noticed that Kevin is like all red, black, and white everything, from his car to the colors on his dogs, his clothes, his furniture? It's all red, black, and white. Except for the random pink chairs he has in his living room. But I just had to point that out. I know that's random. So Kevin decides to go outside, clean the grill, and Kayla called him again. And Kevin said he isn't ready to kick Kayla out of his life, and he knows it's selfish on his part. And we know the real reason. He wants to keep her on layaway in case Tiffany switches up on him again. Obviously, Kevin isn't ready to put his player ways behind him. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, I'm sure we're going to see a fight between Kayla and Tiffany eventually, like we saw with Kevin and Curtis. Like, I don't think that they can live up to the knockout that Kevin did, but I'm sure we're going to end up seeing them scrap or fight eventually. And I just don't get, like, how you can be like Kayla's age and still be looking for a cuddy buddy with no relationship or strings attached. I would get tired of the games after a while, but Kevin must have that double D like Michael, who was with Sarah, that keeps them coming back and puts them under some sort of crazy spell or something. Maybe that's why Kayla's so crazy. Maybe they're not crazy. Maybe he makes them crazy. So Kayla told Kevin maybe they can get together and have lunch here soon. He told her, all right, he would hit her up, but he has family plans for the day, so he has to get back with her another day. But hey, maybe Tiffany is one of those people that doesn't like to be tied down in a relationship, and she's fine with just having a cuddy buddy. You know, some people are like that, but it's not for everybody. It's not for me. So I'm sure we're going to end up seeing Kevin end up sneaking away from Tiffany and going and seeing Kayla behind her back eventually in the next few episodes. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about everything in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.